Let's bring a candle into the dark ages.
Hi guys, I'm the Amastorian, and welcome back to my channel. Well, I'm gonna talk to you about something very interesting today. How about some Viking armor? There are many theories on why Viking armor isn't found that often in graves. And if you're really interested in all the theories, please check out Ansons video on this subject and you'll see more of those theories. I have my own theory and I'm gonna share it with you. But if you're gonna understand this theory, we're gonna have to understand the reason behind it. So let's make a small thought experiment. Imagine yourself being a fairly, let's say a fairly poor Viking. You're going out on a raid, on a single raid. For starters, you're going out with your small troop. Say, how many could you be? Maybe say 15-20 guys going out in a ship, and you are raiding a village. This is pretty dangerous. You can get hurt. Specifically because very many people in this era had weapons and had knowledge how to use them. So it was quite risky to do this. Although you attack at dawn, say at dawn, so you can advance in to a good spot and attack at first light, you don't want to attack at night. You never want to attack at night when you don't actually see. Why special forces today uses the dark and attack at dark? Because they use night goggles and can actually see in the dark. That is an advantage. But if you can't see the enemy, you don't want to attack in the dark. That's why you attack at break of dawn, so you can see your enemy. But you advance to your position before in the night, in the dark. But still, there are risks. People did have spears and axes and knives and sometimes swords even at home. So, and even some people did have armor. Many people had armor. And that is my theory here. When you make an attack, you make a successful raid, you take everything that is of value in this village, what are you gonna take? Anything that is of any kind of value that you can sell is gonna be tremendously important. Jewelry will be the best stuff, because that you can put in your pocket and just walk away. Or maybe not pocket, but some pouch or something. One other item would have been absolutely gorgeous to get for the Vikings in this instance, and that was armor and weaponry. Imagine if you're gonna have been on this raid, you have been successful, you've made some money, you want some more. You probably want some more money. It was easy money, but it's still dangerous. And the more armor you have on you, the more layers of protection you have against something coming into your skin, between your skin and the incoming weapon, be it a knife, axe, spear, sword, whatever, I don't care. The more layers of protection you have between, the better. And the Vikings knew this, everybody knew this. It's such a rudimentary, simple thing to know. And the most simple thing any Viking would have would be just to get several layers of clothing on him. Come on, it gets over a meter deep of snow here, up here in the north. So you're gonna have some sort of winter clothing. Yep, put that on. Put on your winter jacket. That's a lot better than nothing. That is sort of a gamberson when you think about it. Just thick clothing. So he's probably gonna have some thick clothing, and the first thing he's gonna get when he has made a successful raid is probably some sort of armor. A helmet or something like that. Okay, he makes another raid. Now he has a helmet, he has his basic weapons, a shield, a axe and a spear. The most basic stuff. So he goes by and gets himself a helmet, and he goes for a second raid. Yeah, he's successful again. And this time he's probably gonna do the same again. He's gonna buy more armor because he doesn't want to die. He wants to get rich, get home and live his life as a rich man. Not die. It's pretty stupid to die if you can avoid it by buying some more armor. And that is pretty substantial, I think. Because if our warrior dies, the guy next to him who is burying this guy, who doesn't have any armor, he's gonna take that armor and use it himself. Why would you bury someone with equipment that you can use? That will save your life. I can understand that people they buried someone with a sword, because a sword won't actually keep you alive. Not if you have your own axe or something. You have something, a offensive weapon of some sort, then you're good to go. A sword wasn't actually thought of as more of a dangerous weapon than a axe. They were equally good as weapons. In the Vikings' eyes, at least. The sword was more prestigious, but that is another topic, another thing completely. It was more expensive and more prestigious to own a sword. But the armor was so useful that you didn't want to bury someone with it. Then it's completely useless to anybody else. So you take the armor and you use it yourself. If the guy next to you dies, you use it. Because you don't want to die. You've seen somebody dies. So you don't want to die. So you use it yourself. Because it increases your chances of survival. And the other point I want to make is that some people claim that the Vikings never used lamellar armor. I believe this is false. We have found lamellar armor, or pieces of it rather, at Birka in Mälaren. And the Varangians, meaning Viking mercenaries, went to something they called Krickland, which is the Viking name for Greece. What were they doing in Greece? Well, they went Varangian. They went as mercenaries. And who did they work for? The Byzantine Emperor. And the Byzantine Emperor used an army which used lamellar armor. Why the hell would the Vikings use a inferior and more expensive armor when they saw these guys using something that is much cheaper and more effective? That is just plain stupid. When they are fighting right next to the guys and seeing that this stuff works better than a chainmail. That is just stupid. Nobody wants to die. If you see that something is better than your equipment, you're gonna take the same equipment and use it. And the Vikings did that. We know they did it. Because we have found Frankish weapons. There are laws from the Franks that prohibits the Franks from selling weaponry and armor to the Vikings. So they used other people's weapons and armor all the time. But that doesn't mean they actually made it themselves, but they had to use it. But they did use it. But I believe they did make it themselves, because it would probably not have been too hard to make those lamellars and lash them together. It's not that difficult, as far as I have understood it. I've never done it, but I don't think it would have been too difficult. And those are some of my thoughts on this. So give me your thoughts in the comments below, and bye bye.
Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe.